Hi there guys, I hope you have had a good day. So another Fury has turned pro. We have another Fury pro boxer and he is a cruiserweight. His name is Roman Fury and he has turned pro without any amateur experience. He's hoping to get about this year, and Tyson Fury has explained he is a southpaw, tall, 6'2", and in good shape. Hopeful of being busy in the boxing season this time, going to get him to 20-0 before they move him on. So this is a boxer who hasn't had any amateur fights but has been around boxers and boxing his whole life. He is 23 years old, nearly 24, and apparently Sugar Hill has been teaching him that Kronk style, and it was lockdown that saw him looking for a different venture, and boxing stood out. Obviously it would, because obviously Tyson Fury, Tommy Fury, Hughie Fury, many others as well, many cousins, all of that, they have been boxers. Tyson Fury's dad was a boxer, so ultimately, this was kind of a no-brainer, I would imagine, for Roman Fury. A different venture, maybe one he didn't plan on, but ultimately something maybe he could not get away from. Now, I'm not saying this guy is going to be a standout, because obviously Tyson Fury and Hughie Fury, like, they've done good things in boxing, especially Tyson Fury. So I'm not going to go ahead and say it's in his blood, it's in his DNA. He's going to be a good boxer because his family are. No, it doesn't work like that. Look at Nathaniel Wilson, who is Chris Eubanks' son. Then look at Chris Eubank Jr. There's levels between them. And just because they are the son of a legend doesn't mean that they can live up to those heights. It doesn't necessarily work like that. It's something that you are born with, not necessarily something that runs in the family. Although when you look at the Furies, you would kind of believe that, considering how successful they are with boxing. But ultimately, this guy slots in the cruiserweight division. 6'2", in good shape, strong and fast, according to Tyson Fury. 23, starting boxing. He's been doing boxing all summer throughout lockdown, apparently with Tyson Fury and his family, learning that Kronk style as well. So, I mean, he's had some training experience, but he is a raw novice. In fact, that is an understatement. People say that about fighters who've had 7 or 8 amateur fights and then turn pro. He's had no fights whatsoever. So, one fight, that will test him and tell you all you need to know. One fight, can he come through it? I mean, even if he wins, you'll see the technique, the jab, the movement. If it's there, it's there. If it's not, then it's not. I believe that we will tell a lot from one fight from this new Roman Fury. And ultimately, Tyson Fury has explained he wants to get him to 20-0. Then they can start moving him on. He is only 23, so he can have 20 fights in the next 3 years. Probably, maybe 4, but ultimately he can stay extremely active, given that he won't be fighting fighters who are expected to beat him. And I guess the question is 23 too late to start boxing from scratch? I wouldn't say so. I'd say that you can start at 23. It depends how much training you have done in the past. I believe that Anthony Yarde started boxing when he was 19 or 20. I believe it was 20. So, I mean, look at him now. Been in one world title fight, gave a good account of himself against Sergey Kovalev. So ultimately, it's never really too late, provided you have the fundamentals, provided you've done some training in the past, provided that there is an understanding of boxing ultimately, and a genuine talent there. We won't know much about that until we see him in the ring, really. I mean, you can see him on the pads, on the bag, and training, but ultimately we will see whether he has that genuine technique, that genuine skill in the boxing ring when he gets in there in his first pro fight. And when talking about this, Tyson Fury explained this will be his first fight, full stop, amateur and pro. So it won't be a world beater. It will be someone he expects to beat. That will tell us everything we need to know about Roman Fury. Can he go on? Can he become a boxer like Hughie, like Tyson? Maybe, maybe not. But the only way to find out is to try. So guys, anyway, what are your thoughts on this? A new Fury on the block. In the cruiserweight division, we have one in the light heavyweight division, one in the cruiserweight division, 2 in the heavyweight division, probably more across the board as well. So guys, anyway, drop your thoughts on this in the comments below, leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you are new. Thanks guys.